that are also known as Oluwadabest. He's a commercial and documentary filmmaker based in Lagos, Nigeria. His media career grew from his love and passion for media and information. Dabest is currently a director and a creative lead based in Lagos, Nigeria. He has also directed several TV series and shot various documentaries for brands like Guinness PLC, Octa FX, Abeg, Piggy Best, Nine Mobile, FIFA, GT Bank, Bamboo, Andre Yama, Sterling Bank, Nigerian Bottling Company, Total Orange. He leads the creative team at Fueled by BT Production. Ladies and gentlemen, celebrate the presence of the one and only Oluwadabest.
Normally I wear black for a living, and today I decided to wear color. I didn't know the color code was black, and I want black. So, but thank you for those that did not wear black, so I don't feel out of place. Hi guys, what's good? I also have 30 minutes, so I'll try and speak for. I want to take more questions than talking. I'll try and speak for like 10 minutes. And we'll do like 20 minutes of questions. That's fine. I know you've had a long day of plenty information and the brain is already processing that. I mean, you have amazing speakers that have come before me here. So what else am I coming here to say that Emmanuel has not said, that Felix has not said, or Blessing has not said? And this is really great. But let's do something real quick. Can we stand up and stretch? Let's just stand up and stretch. Let's stretch. Also, please, can I get a bottle of water? Thank you very much. Yeah, let's stretch. Yeah, we can sit down back now. How do I connect this to my system? Sorry. It's plugged already. The HDMI is plugged already. So let's change it, I think. Then how do I connect this speaker to my laptop? Bluetooth, yeah? To my laptop. Okay, the HDMI connected to the speaker also. Yeah, you can sit down now. Sorry, this part where you sit down. First, shout out to Snappcode. A lot of you don't understand the value of this class until like another 2-3 years. You would look back and remember some of the things that are going to speak from this class. And thank God that you're a part of this class. While some of us when some of us started this entire creative journey. Sorry, I just want to connect my laptop. Display. Perfect. I won't be a code though. Sorry. Sorry. I figured it. Yeah. Why some of us started, when I started this creative journey, there was no class like this. The only class that exists were like graphic design class. And there were almost nothing to watch on YouTube. But these days you have like quite a number of resources available at your disposal. And you also have classes like this. So please, can we put that together for Snappcode again? I know you might say the class is not free. I think people that know where shares is not free. The class is not free, but some of us were even looking for like paid class that time and nothing was existing. It was almost like the creative space was a secret cult. And you needed to like join a confraternity to be able to access knowledge. But these days, almost everywhere you go to, there's knowledge available, and there are also people willing to share the knowledge. And that's great to find out. Let me not say plenty things. Let's just go to what we have for today. Um, Hello, my name is Oluwadabest, as I've been introduced. For those that don't know me, that's my name. That's also my Instagram handle. I'm a filmmaker based in Lagos, Nigeria. I direct commercial and documentary for a living. And I've happened to direct some of the finest commercials and documentary out of Nigeria in the last 4 years. Yeah, I mentioned this already. You know they connected me. Sorry for the break in transmission. Sound to HDMI. Okay, perfect. No? I can't find. Yeah, that's what I was going to do before. Party on the go, let's go. Does that sound familiar? Da-da-da-da. Does it sound familiar? No, people are not tuned. You know Motiba by Lamide. Does that sound familiar now? The beginning. People are not, they are not paying attention to deep things. Anyways, I direct commercials and documentary for a living, and this is my show reel.
Story is from grass to get. This one I think in my mind.
The reason men go to bed with hope in their hearts.
Yeah. Thank you very much. That's like a summary of my work in the last 4 years. But let me read the room a bit. How many of us are photographers? Yeah, photographers. Okay. How many of us are filmmakers, cinematographers? Nobody. Aspiring. No, like faith. Call things that be not as though they were. Okay, that's good. How many of us don't even know what we're doing? They are trying to figure it out. They are just here to see which one you want to dive into. Signify now, let me know. Okay, cool. Today I'm going to be talking on just my journey to mastery, but I called it like your journey to mastery because I think mastery is the final destination that we all want to get to play towards and now stay there for a while before you decide whether you want to change career or you want to build on that. So my last 4 years basically has been my journey to mastery, and I'm not just here to just come and say some aspire to expire retire and refire. No, I'm here to tell you like practical stuff that I've done in my career. Um, that has brought me to this point, directing commercials and documentaries for brands in Nigeria and outside. If you can hear me, clap once. If you cannot hear me, clap twice. Okay, so everybody can hear me. Yeah. Let me just give you a quick background story about myself, so I'm not just, it doesn't feel like I'm talking to, like, you're listening to a stranger. So I started off as a graphic designer straight after secondary school. That was the advent where we had like cyber cafes, and I was opportunity to like quickly get tuned with computers. I had Egma and Dugo that owned a cyber cafe. So while like some of my friends were like pursuing like internet scam, I was learning graphic design. So I did graphic design for a while, mastered it to a large extent, worked on some brands, worked with churches and the likes. But I got bored at some point, and I figured out that graphic design cannot give me the money that I want to make in the future as at that time. I'm talking about 2009, 2010. Because I mean, graphic design can give you the money now. It depends on where you are doing the design. Yeah, so I saw a friend that bought a camera. He's also a photographer and a filmmaker now. And I decided to play with his camera for a bit, so I fell in love with photography. And it seems like photography had more money and more continuity than just graphic design. I'm just waiting for things to happen. So I jumped into photography for a bit, and I did that for a while. I was also like pretty much making good money on photography, shooting weddings, shooting portraits, doing any random thing a photographer would do. Then I got bored again. Maybe I get bored or something quickly. Then I got bored again, and I got into school. And I knew I needed to. So I got bored, I went into editing for a while. So I did editing for a photography company. I was in editing, video editing, not picture editing. I was in video editing for a photography company at some point before admission. But I got into school, and editing was not sustainable because it required like a lot of time to stay in front of the laptop, and I still need to be a student, so I need to pass. So I figured, what else will make me money that is not photography, not editing, not graphic design, and that's how I found cinematography. So my first introduction into cinematography wasn't passion-based. It was, I want to make money. What will give me money? So that's why till today I like to call myself a creative, not just classify myself as a cinematographer or a director. Because tomorrow you might find me not directing again, and I've moved on to better things. But yeah, that's my journey till now. So that's like summary. There are more context to the journey, but as we go in, I'll try to explain further. So journey to mastery. The first journey to mastery is belief, and I'm going to be explaining with projects. So I have like 4 projects I'm going to show you. 4 of my projects I'm going to show you. I'm going to be explaining this belief with project. The first step to actually doing anything great as a creative is to believe that you can do it. I know a lot of us suffer from like imposter syndrome, and you're like, oh, can I do this? Someone reaches out for you for a project, and you're like, am I good enough to even call this money that I want to call? Finally, when you summon the courage to call 50,000, then the person said, okay, send the account number. They are now like, they actually want to pay me. Will I deliver? Will I be able to deliver quality? Will they not ask for a refund? Will they not do this? So in all of this entire process, the bedrock to actually being a creative is to believe that you can do it. You know, as creatives, we live in this delusion that we can do anything. How many of you believe that you can do anything here? If you don't believe that, maybe you should check whether you're a creative or not. But as creatives, we believe in ourselves that you can do anything. I mean, some of us. But if you're going to actually do anything remarkable, if you're going to journey to mastery, there has to be that inward belief that you can do it. So when that project comes to you, the first thing that has to come is, I believe I can do it. If someone has done it anywhere in the world, and the person doesn't have to it, then I can do it. That belief alone is what will set you on that path of creativity. I think I had some notes somewhere here. Let me just be sure that. So I need to extend now. Extend. Yeah. Sorry, give me a minute. Are we good? So, Kosoro.
Thinking of the most comfortable way.
So yeah, let me just narrow down into belief. One of the first thing that happened to me in my career, in my journey, so I used to be like a cinematographer for the longest time. I was just shooting events, shooting weddings, shooting content, shooting for brands, until COVID happened. Then after COVID happened, there was no event, so I was not making money. And I figured straight out of COVID, events won't start immediately. So what would I be doing now that events will not start immediately that will at least bring money? That was when I discovered something called directing. And I figured it's something I'd always done, like since the beginning of my career, but I never just called it directing. And that's when I started directing. And just out of COVID, someone reached out to me on WhatsApp, and his name is George Okoro, by the way. Reached out to me on WhatsApp and was like, I have this client I want to direct, I want to shoot something in Lagos. Do you think you'll be able to direct? I've never directed anything in my life before then. I mean, call anything directing before then. I was like, so this is the brief. How much will it cost? At that point, it was me just believing that I could do it. Because I could have said, oh, directing, oh, that's not me, oh, let's go and meet X, Y, Z people. And I would have lost the opportunity of starting this journey in the first place. But that was like my first project that someone actually paid me to direct. And yes, I directed it, and this is like the first project. Terrible project, but sorry, this thing is affecting me. I'm usually very efficient than this. I'll just give up on my notes, and I think I'll just flow. JBL, Sisu.
Extreme body posture, then think get fit. With or without exercise, Get Fit works like magic. Get Fit is the best at providing you top quality and very effective products. Visit www.getfit.ng to order and follow our Instagram page at GetFitNG for more reviews and testimonials. Get Fit, be happy.
So those I'm trying to have is very terrible, but I wouldn't have gotten here if I didn't do this. So first lesson, your first project will not be your best project, but you just have to start. Just have to believe that you can do it, and you do it. The client loved it though. They paid me my balance. They showed it on Big Brother. It was that big to them, but I never shared it anywhere today. I only just use it in class as an example. You'll never find it on my social media. I'll find it associated to my portfolio. But it was my first journey into directing, and if I didn't do this, the next project will not come. So your first project might be terrible, but you have to believe that you can do it and do it regardless. The second is discipline. This one I think is core. Because I asked him what do you want me to come and talk about? He said anything, but just focus on like business or creativity. So my entire talk is on that business. He has a business undertone to it. So I'm not just here to come and show you how to shoot commercial. If that's the case, this will not be the slide. I will probably come with something a little bit more practical. But these are like principles I've applied to my business and myself, and it has gotten me here. That's what I'm saying. So the second thing is discipline. And I think I find this very, very rare, especially with people of black skin color. I used to call it on Twitter the anyhowness of Nigeria. There's a Nigerian anyhowness that just exists. And if you really want to be creative, you really want to make money out of this craft, you have to be disciplined. There's no other way to put it. You have to be disciplined. And I'll give you the pillars. What I like my pillar structure. But like, there's no other way to put it. You literally have to be disciplined in this work. I know it's a creative work. Some of us feel, I don't want to do a 9 to 5. What's the next best thing to do that will not require me to wake up 7 a.m. in the morning to jump a bus to Ikoyi? Come back by 9 p.m. in the night already tired. Oh, maybe I should just be creative and so I can wake up anytime I like and I can sleep anytime I like. But this craft, if you really want to make it in this craft, the other one is 9 to 5. This one is 12 to 12. This one is 12 to 12. You have to put in the time. You have to. If you really want to create anything solid, you have to put in the time. There are days where I'm on my laptop. I mean, one of my rituals that I've done since the beginning of my directing career is I try to learn something new every day. I try to learn something new or remind myself of something that I have learned before every day. And how do I do that? I'm a student of YouTube. I'm a student of the internet. So I have a folder on my system that I'll not tell you the name, so in case my system gets missing, you don't know the folder. I have a folder on my system that has over 6,000 commercials right now. Downloaded. So for me to download, it means I've seen the commercial. And it's not like I just see any commercial I download. I download the kind of commercial I would desire to create. So in that folder, I have over 6,000 commercials in that folder. So you have to put in the work. You have to put in the and you've started the journey already, which is like, excuse me, you need that water, please. Started the journey already, which is like, you are trying to get knowledge. That's the first step. This is a beautiful place to start. I wish I started like this in a class that would have afforded me the opportunity to not make some mistakes or to not do some things wrong. But regardless, we're here and you guys are starting on it. If you are not just starting, good, you are correcting it. But if you are just starting, this is like cheat code. Because you're starting from a place of knowledge. You're not starting from a place of experiment. Some of us started from experiments before the knowledge came. You are starting from a place of knowledge, which means that your experiments will be more successful. So discipline. I had wrote something and I quickly need to check. Sorry. Thank you very much. God bless you. Yeah. So I wrote 3 things. Hard and smart work. The first thing is hard work. You have to put in the hard work. There's no too fast. There's no cheat code to becoming a master than putting in hard work. I know when a generation wants to do a lot of smart work and just find the back way or back door into doing something. But sorry, newsflash, you will still do the hard work and it will take time. We are in a generation where we want to do it fast and now. But sorry, you might be lucky sometimes to happen fast and now, but not every time. But if you want to have consistent record of success or consistent record of victory in every project, that hard work, you will do it. That 9 to 5 that you are running from, you will sit down in front of your system 9 o'clock in the morning and you not leave there until 10 p.m. The second thing is integrity. This one I find it very core to if you ever build something solid as a creative, you need to have integrity. A lot of us don't have, and it comes from a place of discipline. But you need to have integrity. Integrity is that I tell you that you are going to get your pictures tomorrow. You get, whether there's war in Nigeria, you get our picture tomorrow. I tell you that, oh, we are going to, imagine you come here this morning and Snappcode just tells you guys, is there class today? I'm sorry, I forgot to. How many of you will show up tomorrow? You probably think, tomorrow you might forget again. That's the way you treat your business too. If you misbehave with one client today, you will not show up tomorrow. And guess what? It's not only that client that will not show up tomorrow. Every client that would have come from that person will not show up too. So who is losing? You have to have integrity. And if by any chance the picture will not be ready tomorrow, you know yesterday that it's not ready tomorrow. You know it's not today that you know that it's not ready tomorrow. You know as I yesterday, that the way my body is doing me and this headache that is worrying me, this picture will not be ready. I said I want to talk for 10 minutes. I'm talking too much, so let me speed around. You know, and what do you do in such period? You communicate. Oh, I'm sorry. You not communicate tomorrow. You communicate yesterday. I'm sorry. We so and so that is happening right now. It doesn't look like the picture will be ready tomorrow, but I'll try and see if I can get it to you tomorrow regardless. But if not, can you please give me 2 or 3 more days to be able to perfect before sending it to you? It's Lamba where it works. What you've just done is you've shown that you're a person of integrity. I mean, when I was coming yesterday, they told me the time for me to speak was 1:30, and I looked at the map and it showed I'll be here for 1:32. Immediately I sent Snappcode the message, I'm sorry, I might be 5 minutes late. Because one thing I learned a while ago is that if you arrive on time, you are late. So plan on to arrive on time. Then the last thing is diligence. Diligence is showing up every day. Showing up every day to do it. You will not gain mastery if you are not diligent in it. You would see. One of the things quote I learned about mastery is that repetition leads to mastery. You don't gain mastery by just doing something once. You gain mastery by doing it over and over and over and over again. But what you do when you do it over and over again is that you gain more knowledge. So when you're doing it next time, you're doing it better. When you're doing it next time, you're doing it faster. When you're doing it next time, you're doing it in another perspective. Are we good? Should I continue? Or I should just end it? So that brought me to this project that became my, there's a hit song for artists. This was my own hit project. And this thing where they slowly very sharp. The speaker, let me wait for it to talk here first.
They break body pop.
What is mastery to you? What does it look like? Does it look like this? That you didn't think this was mastery? Well, it is. Mastery is anything you put your mind to and put the work and the time into. And if you could master this, or this, or that, this, or this, or this, this, or this, surely you can master Forex too. Because with Octa FX, mastering the art of Forex trading comes naturally. So, what does mastery look like? Mastery looks like you. And when it's you and Octa FX, that's money well mastered. How's that for mastery? Go to octafx.com/mastery to get started.
I don't know why the quality is slightly lower. Probably Canva internet symbol. Quality is slightly lower. Thank you for clapping. But by the way, so that project came about every other thing that came to me based off of every other thing I've talked about in the previous slide. How did I get this project? I was in my house and someone called me. Hey, Oluwadabest, are you available for a meeting today? I was like, okay, what's the meeting about? I said, when you come, you know. So I entered the car and I went for the meeting. I showed up. You have to show up. And interestingly, the person has been pitching me to the team that were in charge of the campaign. They've been pitching me to the team that, oh, this guy can do it. And the person just showed projects I've done before that time. I was not in the room, but I'd worked with that person just once on the project. And in that project we worked on, there was clear communication, we delivered on time and all that. Imagine if I had not delivered on time or there was no clear communication in projects we worked together. My name would never have come in conversation when they were talking about this. So what will bring you that project that will be your introduction project into the industry is not necessarily skill. It's not necessarily how fine the picture is. At times it's how you make the people feel when they are working with you. At times it's how you relate and deliver on time. So those things I've mentioned were like great pillars into landing that project that became like my announcement into this space. And the next point is excellence. You know, I mentioned earlier that there's something called the genialness of Nigeria, and it exists in every sector, every field. You see someone advertising a real estate house that is $5 million, and just in the video that they are advertising the real estate house, you can see the tiles not well. From video, it's not even in person. Just in video, you can see that the tiles is not well done. You can see that the POP is not aligned. You can see that there's an AC outdoor unit beside a window, and you want to sell that house for $5 million. I mean, you can take a research, you go and check Nigerian real estate, then go to a page called Local Projects on YouTube or Never Too Small, and just watch the video side by side. And you see that we don't have excellence culture. It is something that is scarce in this space. And if you have someone that you are not able to grab that, and you are pursuing that, you are like a rare commodity in the market. We've seen Snappcode's pictures, we've seen his works. From the work, you can tell like it's excellent. So people will not necessarily hire you because you are a photographer and you are their family member. It might even be a red flag. But if you're a person of excellence, they can tell, even when they cannot afford you, they will beg you because they know that you will deliver excellence. Imagine how combining excellence with integrity. You are hot cake. Next big thing. I think I wrote some pointers here too. Yeah, so quick one. How do you pursue excellence? Repetition. You have to repeat a lot. You fail here, you take your knowledge and put it into the next one you're doing. There's a mistake somewhere. When you're doing it next time, you try not to make that mistake. You have to repeat a lot. You have to have a routine. You cannot be a creative that your life is just anyhow. Your life most times, your work most times is a reflection of your life as a person. So if your life is not well put together as a person, it's reflecting your work. It's reflecting how you do your stuff. So you have to have a routine. Oh, I wake up X amount. I try to spend 5 hours on the system. You need to have that. I know we hate routine as creatives, but if you want to build something that is solid, that can last and stand the test of time, you need to create a routine for yourself. Not that you have to now stick and you're now running like a factory, but at least you need to have a guideline routine that this is how I do my stuff. For example, one of the routines that we have in my production company is when we come back from a project, we back up into 2 drives. It's a routine. You cannot come tomorrow and tell me that you forgot to back up into the 2nd drive. You might just lose your job that day. Like it's a law. So you need to have a law for yourself like that. These are the ways we do stuff. So that in case there's an emergency somewhere and the first drive crashes, if 2 drives should crash, then that project you should not do it in the first place. There's somebody from if we do commercials, we usually have like 4 drives, and I go home with one, the producer goes home with one. Most times we hand over the other 2 to the production manager to go home with. So at least I'm robber and not rob the 4 of us. You have to create those systems and routine. And I did not just arrive there at the beginning of my career. No, it's, we did a project and we lost the file. What should we do next that we don't ever lose files? This is a system. So you have to have some form of routine. You need to respect time. You need to respect people's time and your own time. So you need to respect time. If you're really going to be a person of excellence, if they say you show up somewhere by 1:30, you show up by 1 o'clock. If you get there 1:30, you are late. By your own standard, you are late if you get there 1:30. So you plan to show up. One of the other routines that we use in our offices, if we have a shoot, we leave 2 hours before time. So even if Tinubu is coming to Lagos, I think he's coming to Lagos today, and they block everywhere, they will not block everywhere. In 2 hours, if they block everywhere for 2 hours, then we are calling the person that, in fact, the person that we are going to shoot already knows at that point that, everywhere is blocked. So it's like you have to build those routines because you want to deliver excellence. Do you understand?
Yes.
I think it's okay. I have to go back. Let me just play this video from my laptop because I don't like this quality we Canva they give me. Go down. Wait for the speaker. They will play it again.
We know that we're not made to be alone. It's baked deep into our DNA, driving us to connect. Because we know that when our tastes are as diverse as our world, the world becomes a magical place. And that when we experience life with each other, everything changes. As the world's #1 vodka, all we do is about that. From shaking up cocktails to a taste for everyone. We've been doing we since 1864. Smirnoff, we do we.
Yeah, this project, why did I bring it forward, is at the beginning of my career, I worked with this person, and we had like a fight in between the career. So I didn't work with him for like I'm almost done. I didn't work with him for like 2 years, and he came back with this project 2 years after. And why did he come back? Excellence. The last fight we had, it was not my fault. He didn't owe me money and he don't pay me. I can't be working for you if you are not going to pay me. So we didn't work for a while. But 2 years after, he came, explained, paid me what he was owing, and he had this project, and he knew that if he was going to execute this project excellently, there's no other person to go to than this guy. So yeah, you might have fallouts in between, but if you're a person of excellence, you're a person of integrity, people will always come back. And I have 2 more slides and I'm done. Yeah, the title of this class, I tried to redesign it. You carry lights. The lights you carry, yeah? But what is most important in this topic is you decide which lights and you decide how you carry it. And in your journey of creativity, I wish you excellence, I wish you success, but you is very important beyond every other thing around. How you treat yourself, how you mold yourself, how you prepare yourself will determine whether you are going to be successful or you are going to be sending your CVs to GT Bank in the next 2 months. Thank you. I'll take questions now. One question from me. How many questions can I do? Snappcode? 3. Okay, 3 questions. Real quick. Do you have any question for me? 1. Any other person? That's fine. Make it shorter. Okay, 2.
Wow. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I'm called Didier.
You're called?
Didier. I say Didier
Oh, okay. Awesome.
from Cameroon. Thank you so much for teaching so much in a very short time. So I would love to ask, you say that you put every structure in place to ensure you don't have any project that crashes or stuff like that. But I don't think maybe that was the thing from the beginning. Now, you also mentioned that you have clients that you crash with that they seek you back later. So I learned something in business that if you have a challenge with the clients, just make sure you face it. Why the clients is going because the clients will talk. So I'm looking at you and seeing so many projects that you've done. What are some of the main challenges that you faced, and how did you tackle such challenges?
You say I just asked like 5 different questions like this. So yeah, on backup, I learned that from web photography. It was not film that was my experiment. I learned that from photography, that into backup. So when I write my invoice, there is storage in bracket hard drive line item on the invoice. So I'm not buying drives or clients, it's your project. Hard drive is part of the cost of production, and it's part of the cost. It is not, we cannot negotiate it. We need to store the project. If not, we'll not be doing it in the first place. So there's a line on my invoice that is storage that we know is to take out. If we're trying to cut down the budget of projects, that's not what we cut down. So yeah, I have client storage. So that answers it. It's not like I'm bringing money from my pocket on every project I'm buying drive. The client pays for it. 2, when I have fallout with projects, one thing I learned is I try not to have fights with whoever is paying me. And if there's ever going to be a fault, it will not be my end. So when I say I fought with this person, it was not like I didn't reach out. I reached out, how far away my money? He stopped replying for like 2 years. So when he came back, is when he replied my message. So it was not like we blocked each other or anything. He just replied my message in 2 years that I have a project too. And I replied the previous invoice that for me to work with you, you first pay this one. So I try not to leave any relationship in a bad state. There's no client I've worked with since I started my career that I'll see on the road and we cannot talk to each other. Or I'll try to hide because I'm owing them something. No, not one exists. So I try to finish the project. Even if the project isn't great and maybe it didn't meet expectation, I try to sort it out. Maybe just at that time, maybe let go of balance or try to overpromise on the next project. But I try to, at the end of the project, so I'm cool. Then your last question is, major challenges. Major challenges. I think the major challenges I had when I started was there were not a lot of people that were specializing in the craft. So you want to do excellent work, you can't do it alone. You need a man. If you check my caption on Instagram, you see a lineup of team working to deliver a project. Those are HODs. They are not even like everybody on the department. They are just the HODs of the department that makes the comments and credits. So you need that massive number of people to do excellent work. And when I started, not a lot of people, not a lot of specialization. For example, there was nothing really like someone doing hairstyling for commercials. They were hairstylists that were doing hairstylists in shop. But you know, hairstylists in shop is different from when you're on set that you need to get hair ready in like 30 minutes. Not when you have all day to do it. So then, they're not like a lot of things like that. So they're not specialists until recently. Now we have a lot of specialists. So there are challenges that people had to, at times we had to just get people from that street and say, I think you can do this thing. You just need to know how to do it faster. You get, so it's a lot more around the team than just myself. That's all. Okay, awesome. I'm done. Thank you.
A round of applause. Thank you very much, Mr. Bernard. Welcome. Go fast.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. My water. My phone, no, Olubala.
Okay. Almost alright. Like I said, just have 2 weeks. After we just like you go bad. That's it, just like bad. Yeah, I like waking up around because how I sleep normally, I sleep around 4 or 5 a.m. every day. And the fact that I sleep 4 or 5 a.m., I still have to wake up around 6. I can wake up, 6, 7 o'clock, I wake everybody up. So imagine I'm surviving here on 2 hours of sleep. Yeah? So we're in this together. Someone say we're in this. Tell your neighbor we're in this together. More. I was actually waiting for the break. Okay. So let's show that we're tired. Join our heart.